Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Today's article comes from the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization, and it is a doozy. The headline is, Grandma Slams Bigfoot with Car in Redwoods. It was published August 5th, 2020. Matthew Grammer writes RMSO. I was young. It was when I first came to America. I had heard stories about Bigfoot, and I never thought in a million years I would see one the first time I went into the Redwood Forest in Northern California. I was driving with my grandmother to Oregon to meet my cousins. It was 2 a.m. on this dark road, and we came around a bend, and he was standing in the middle of the road. I saw his red eyes and his face. He was enormous and covered in hair. And slam! Grandma hits it with the car, destroying the whole front of the car, and the big guy ran down the mountainside off the side of the road. Grandma gets out of the car and she is saying, "Sir, are you all right?" And I'm yelling, "Get back in the car." I'm scared to death, and I was 12 years old. She finally got back in the car, and we limped the car another half mile to the gas station, which was really old and only had one Reed gas pump. The place was closed till 6 a.m. Grandma told me to try and get some sleep, so I put my pillow up against the window of the car. And as I'm laying against the glass, I look up and see a giant Bigfoot looking over the building down into the car at me. I freak out, screaming and crying to just realize it was part of the building, and it said, "Welcome to Bigfoot Country" on the building. I finally calmed down, but never slept. The next morning, the old man opened the store. He was inside the whole time, and we told him what happened. Grandma said it was a large man, but I saw it clear as day when the bright lights lit up his face. She had real thick glasses, and the old man said to her, "Ma'am, that late at night out here," and he randomly ran down the side of the mountain. The young man is right. That was the big hairy guy. There are several families of them around here, and I can tell by the front of your car that it was not a human you hit, because with that much damage, the man would be laying dead in the road. He pulled all the hair out of the grill of the car. He said he was going to put it in his collection in the store. He had plaster casts of Bigfoot prints and other stuff he collected over the years. So that's my story. It scared me half to death, and I can still see his face plain as day in my memory. RMSO responds, "Appreciate the details of your encounter. If you recall anything else, please let us know." Matthew responds, "I can't confirm the exact location of my sighting as I was 12 years old, and my grandmother was driving. She went to heaven decades ago. I do remember the gas station that we stopped at after we hit the Sasquatch. The top of the building had a large wooden sign with a squatch peeking over the roof looking down, and it said, 'Welcome to Bigfoot Country.' And it only had one little old-style red gas pump. I don't remember the actual name of the station/store. I do remember that we were in Redwood Forest on the main highway that goes through California to Oregon, as our destination was Rogue River, Oregon. The one thing that really stands out in my mind was the look on its face when we hit it. We were in a very small Peugeot car, and we were going very slow due to the fog and Grandma's vision. The look was a wince of pain or anger, I'm not sure which, but he looked back at the car like he got hit by a large bug. When he saw the car at the last second, he tried to run off the side of the road, and Grandma actually swerved the same way. If she would have swerved the other way, we would have missed him altogether. We only hit his leg as he took the next step towards the hillside that went down a very steep hill. It spun him around. He gave that look, and down the hillside he went. She got out of the car, yelling down the hillside, "Sir, are you all right?" And I'm freaking out because I looked him right in the face, and I knew right away what it was. I had heard stories back on the island where I'm from about Sasquatch, and for the reason I believe the story straight away. Because when you look at the evolution of man, you see there is a missing link. Our teacher told a story that Sasquatch was the missing link, not some campfire story to scare little children. I was taught that Sasquatch was the missing link, who was very evasive, and wanted no part of mankind due to our violent nature and the fear of being killed by hunters. So the idea of actually seeing one in the Redwood Forest fascinated me, but when I actually did see him, I was scared half to death. Just the overall size scared me. I thought he would be a hairy man with large feet. Not that he was almost 10 feet tall and super scary looking. And when you are a child, things appear much larger than they actually are. Like the Big Mac. When I was small, a Big Mac was huge. Now it's 2 bites. Anyway, God bless you and good luck in your continual hunt for proof of our large hairy friend. And that is the end of this article. Now, there are a couple things that I want to talk about with this one. First of all, the idea that Bigfoot is the missing link in the evolutionary chain between ape and man. I don't believe that to be true, not for a second. Not just because of my religious views, but also simply because it doesn't match up. The science doesn't work. Because you have primates, apes, and then you have man. If we supposedly evolved from them, why would we go to a stage where we're way bigger than we were as either a ape or as a man? Sasquatch is several feet taller and much larger than us as far as width and muscle tone and everything. Way bigger than we are. And way bigger than ape was. Whether you're talking gorilla or some form of ape from that time period, still way, way bigger than what that was. So it doesn't make any sense to me why, if we're evolving from one thing to another, why we would get much larger, much more muscular, gigantic, and then all of a sudden shrink back down, lose all the hair, lose all the muscle mass. It makes absolutely no sense. So I don't think that that's the case at all. I think that is a teacher just trying to push evolution and trying to fill in the obvious hole in the theory of evolution that there is no missing link that's ever been found. Another big hole in the theory of evolution is the whole idea of evolution is you have to evolve because you need to do so to survive. That's the whole point of evolving, is it makes survival easier and better. So why would you revert back to a less good form? So if you're evolving to get better, why go back to the crappy model? So what I'm saying is, if we evolved from apes, why the hell are there still apes? There shouldn't be apes. If we evolved from them, they should be gone because we are the better model. So it doesn't make any sense why they would keep making the crappier model, if that makes sense to you. That's the first thing I want to talk about with this article. The second thing is, if this dude is in the shop the whole time, that's what the article says, that he was there the whole time. The store was just closed. So he sees this old lady and little kid pull up in a banged up car. They'd obviously been in an accident. And he just lets them sleep in the parking lot. He doesn't go out and say, oh my God, are you okay? Do you need anything? Let's bring the car in here. Let me call somebody to come help you. Nothing. He just says, screw you, sleep in the parking lot, and I'll see you in the morning. That seems kind of terrible to me. And the last thing I want to say real quick before I end this is that had to be terrifying. That whole experience for the old lady and for the boy. The old lady thought she hit a man, and that's got to suck, man. That's got to really mess with your head. Oh my God, I just ran somebody down and killed them. And they're not answering when I yell, so they're probably down there dead. That sucks. And then for the boy, he knows it's not a man. He knows it's a Bigfoot they hit. That's got to scare the hell out of him, especially when he pulls into the parking lot and sees that giant sign of Bigfoot looking down on him. He thinks it's Bigfoot come back for revenge or something. So that's kind of cool too. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about this article and this whole idea. And as always, it is up to you to make up your own minds, and I will catch you on the next one. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.